So I'm really pleased that we're able to bring more young people into our democracy and give them the chance to have a say over how their taxes are going to be paid.
Is such a positive change for our democracy, because this isn't just about 16 and 17-year-olds voting. This is actually about 30, 40-year-olds voting, because what we know is if you vote when you're younger, if you develop that habit of voting, then you go on to be a lifelong voter. Yeah, so some people, have questioned, like, are these 16 and 17-year-olds going to be able to do it? And what we know from where other countries where this is introduced is that actually 16 and 17-year-olds are making decisions of an equal quality to older voters.
When we look at 16, 17-year-olds, they do make a very small percentage of the UK voting population, especially when you take into account how many will actually vote. So in our poll, we saw that less than 1 in 5 16, 17-year-olds say they would definitely vote. And we know historically turnout amongst younger age groups has been significantly lower than those in the older age groups. I think we've seen, even amongst 18 to 24-year-olds and younger voters, that these groups are turning away from mainstream media. They're getting their news from TikTok, from YouTube. They're not getting their news from BBC or broadsheets. So there will be a requirement to, if parties want to connect with these groups, they're going to have to work more on social media and actually reach these 16, 17-year-olds where they're getting their media, not where traditionally voters have.
think our opinion is strong enough to have the right to vote because, like, 2 years, I mean, it is a long time. 16 to 18 is quite like a maturity jump, but like, I think a lot of people, even from a very young age, have very strong opinions and they think their opinions should be heard. And I think even though we are young, it is important to have a say. I think this is a really good opportunity, especially like in the UK, and I'm excited to see like how it will be like in the future, especially because like I feel like a lot of young people just feel subjected to like watch political elections and they have very strong views, but their views aren't really listened to because they are young and also like because they don't actually have voting rights.
I'm really happy about it because I've always been kind of frustrated just watching politics and not being able to do anything. And I know loads of other people who feel the same, who are really interested in politics and get frustrated at watching all the older people vote. And I just think it will be really amazing because so many of these policies affect younger people and they have to just sit and watch and don't have much of a voice. But now they'll be able to do something about it.